Good morning. Welcome to your early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist. Here with some words of wisdom to get us going today. And we have a lovely card today. I hand-picked the deck because it was just calling to me from the stacks. We have the Nature Portals deck by Bruce and Carol Malner, which always have these beautiful cards with these uplifting messages to really get us headed in the direction we want to go. Hello, Mara. Glad you are here. It looks like 2 others have joined us also, but aren't popping up. 3 people. It's climbing up. This is good. This is good. So, good morning, Joe. Welcome. I love this card because it opens up so much opportunity for us, and it feels like a very expectant time right now. So much is changing. Some of it with belches, wheezes, and coughs, but I hope good morning, Luann. The positive message of the card helps us expand our experience of the changes that are occurring in our world and view them through the lens of transformation as opposed to difficulties, problems, etc. So we're looking through the lenses of transformation today. And our card is this beautiful butterfly. And our words are celebrate transformation. So I'd like you to close your eyes and just take a couple of nice deep breaths. Grounding and anchoring through your feet. Every exhale, driving your roots deep into Mother Earth, anchoring you, making you solid. Also connecting to spirit, to divine. So feeling the crown chakra opening up, connecting you to above. Receiving divine energy, grounding yourself in Mother Earth. So you just keep the breath going. If you want to open your eyes, that's fine. If you'd rather keep them closed, that's fine too. But our card is Celebrate Transformation. A butterfly undergoes a series of remarkable transformations, from an egg to a caterpillar to a chrysalis, and finally emerging as an adult butterfly. And I want to stick in there between that caterpillar and butterfly stage. There's green muck. And sometimes we as humans are in the green muck stage. We're not what we were. We're not yet what we're going to be. We're just kind of blech. Part of the process. Transformations are happening in nature every day. They may not be as dramatic as the butterfly's process, yet these changes are worthy of your appreciation and celebration. Having just gone through spring, I'm sure many of you are still reveling in the miraculous changes that take place at spring. A tree budding out, the bulbs coming up, all that good stuff. So here's a suggestion for tapping that more heavily for yourself. Find a place in nature that you can return to week after week. Keep a journal using words or sketches to record the changes you observe. Over time, you'll discover many opportunities to celebrate nature's transformations and probably some of your own transformations too. The quote is by Marianne Broussat. Nature often holds up a mirror so that we can more clearly see the ongoing processes of growth, renewal, and transformation in our lives. So that's what I'd like us to practice today, is expanding our perspective. When we just look at a particular quote-unquote difficulty, we lose perspective. We lose perspective, and oftentimes we lose hope that anything can change, heal, be different, etc. But when we take on a bigger perspective, that field of infinite possibilities, then I think it's much easier to keep faith that even if things are a hot mess at the moment, they can change. Good morning, Donine. Glad you are here. So, celebrating transformations, taking the time to look back and see where were we, where are we now, and projecting ahead, where will we be? If we do the healing work now, where might we end up? And know that as human beings, we tend to dream way too small, because we use our 5 senses to help us dream. We can expand beyond that. We can expand way beyond that. One place we can go is to intuition. And we also have a habit of looking outside of ourselves for answers. Find this guru, that teacher, this program, that training, this book, that whatever, and we don't look within. There's a huge repository of information within, and when we heed that, miraculous things happen. Far more miraculous things than if we're just listening to someone else say, here's how you ought to do this. When we listen to our own guidance, this would be a good next step. Go here, not there. Good morning, Janine. Glad you are here. All manner of miracles begin to unfold, even when things look dire. Oftentimes when I'm working with clients and something begins to shift, we get down the road a ways from that, and I'll go back to my notes and I'll read from, say, 5 sessions earlier and say, at that point, did you ever think that this would be the eloquent unfolding of the new path at that time? And they're like, oh no, absolutely not. I had no idea these changes were possible, or that this opportunity would present itself, or whatever. So we can count on there being many divine solutions to things that we aren't even aware of at this point in time. And the transformations that we go through are the vehicle through which we get to some of those amazing outcomes that we didn't even anticipate, that we couldn't dream that big. All right? I think back on my 18-year-old self. Would she ever have thought I would end up where I am, doing what I am, working with the amazing people that I do? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She was certain she would be working at an insurance company processing claims for newborn babies for the rest of her natural life. And the things that led to the changes that led to a doctorate in psychology, etc., were those at all on the radar screen? No. It was that divine unfolding, and it was events that initially on the surface seemed terrible, horrible, awful to her 18-year-old self. Fast forward to 61, and I can look back on those things and say, those were the best things that could have happened. I needed to get blasted out of that complacency. For some of you, those changes in your trajectory can be kinder and gentler. Some of us are sort of lunkheaded. We need the ball-peen hammer approach as opposed to the kinder, gentler. I've gotten much better at that. Okay, give me some guidance, make it kind and loving. Thank you. So, if you're in a place right now where you're feeling stuck, I want you to know that stuckness is just an illusion. It's just an illusion. There's growth, there's movement, things are happening below the surface that you may not be aware of. Things you can do on a conscious level to move things forward include taking the time to quiet yourself, spend some time with you, listen within. Just be curious. Don't demand answers from yourself. Just be curious. I wonder what the wise part of me would say about this. Do some journaling. Spend some time in nature. That's the whole gist of this card today, is spend some time in nature. Your answers can be more easily tapped in nature. Set an intentional walk. I'm going to go hike whatever trail, and as I'm walking, my intention is the thoughts, the feelings, the whatever needs to come up to move me forward on my life path is going to happen. It's an intentional walk, all right? You can make it as short as you want, too. I'm going to walk to the post office, and as I'm walking to the post office, my intention is the tools I need to resolve this issue will rise to the surface. So, sometimes people feel like, I can't do this on my own. I'm so lost I can't see the forest for the trees. As one of my clients used to say, I'm more lost than a missing sock. So then it may be wise to reach out for coaching. I haven't talked about what I do for coaching in a long time in terms of, I offer 2 programs and 2 packages. If you're interested in exploring that with me, I had someone the other day who I did a discovery call with her, and later she sent me a message. I'm so sorry I wasted your time. I'm not going to do this right now, blah, blah, blah. And I sent back, it wasn't a waste of time. It was a good 20-minute Zoom call where we could talk about what's troubling you, what can I offer, what that would look like, etc. And she chose at that point to not proceed. No problem, no skin off my nose. It's an opportunity, though, to hold space for you to see this is what's going on with me, for me to share with you what I do and how I do it and what it might look like, to tell you what it costs, the investment. I like the word investment. Why? Because it's not just, I don't know if any of you ever heard of cash flow. It's a board game that was created by Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote all the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. And the point of the game, it's kind of a takeoff on Monopoly. The point of the game, though, is to educate you about money and foolish decisions and good decisions. And he talks about doodads. Doodads are basically anything that you buy that then loses money. It's not an investment. So a car actually is a doodad. Yes, it's kind of a necessary thing, but they lose money. They don't maintain their value. Real estate oftentimes can be not a doodad, an investment, something that makes you money. Education can be an investment if it allows you. So the things that I've done as a psychologist, I couldn't have done them in the old traditional model without that degree and a license. Now things have changed somewhat, so I can do coaching without a license, and I can do, I have the psychology background to bring to the coaching. Anyway, back to coaching. What can we do? I have 2 programs, which are basically Cadillac services that people who are really wanting to move things forward typically invest in those. And I call them an intensive, holistic coaching experience with a purpose. And we jump in with both feet and make stuff happen. And then I offer packages. And packages are just a very straightforward coaching. You get 3 sessions, you get 8 sessions. Those are my 2 options with that. But don't hesitate to set up a discovery call with me. So how you would do this, how we get started, is you go on my website, empowermentandpurpose.com. You go to the services tab and you look at the 4 options, and under any one of them there's a little click box that lets you set up a discovery call with me. It's 20 to 30 minute free Zoom call where you've filled out a little questionnaire. I swear it's little, 5 questions, that's it, just to get a sense of where you're at. And then we talk about what are the options here. And you may decide not to do it, and that is fine. I don't get upset about that. That's not a big hairy deal at all. All right? It's an opportunity for us to take a look at where are you now, where would you like to get to. If you don't know where you'd like to get to, we would practice moving into that place of faith and trust, taking the steps forward as they appear to you, and me guiding you along the way, holding space. I'm not the guru. I'm the one who can hold big space for the changes that you already know how to make. You just got to get out of your own way to make them. And that's my job, helping you get out of your own way. So if you're interested in that, empowermentandpurpose.com, services tab. Back to celebrating transformation. Transformation can come in all different forms. And we are, I swear, we are right now in the middle of major transformations as a humanity. And people may not see that because they're so used to looking in the small little in today, which is not a bad thing to do. Staying in today is really good if you're an anxious person. Don't worry about the future. Stay in today. But also, there's value to being able to get that overview of the field of infinite possibilities. All things are possible. All things are possible. So, today I would like you looking at transformations. I would like you looking back over your life. What have been the transformative experiences in your life? And how many of them might have at the time seemed like terrible, horrible, awful things, but they yielded this amazing shift that has allowed you to move forward in life. Just Appreciate your transformations. Then, if you're up for it, spend a little time appreciating the future transformations that you're going to go through. The ones you can't see yet, the ones you have no idea even exist, appreciate on them, because that energy of appreciation will help them manifest. So that's it for today. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you're capable of far more than you think you are. Bye-bye.